NFL Week 3 Power Rankings now. We are officially concluded 2 weeks into the regular season of the 2022-2023 NFL season. And we had some upsets. We had some normal games and even some blowouts. But let's get straight into it. At number 32, going down 2 spots, I have the 0-2 Atlanta Falcons. You put up a solid fight against the Rams. You were down 28-3 or whatever. You lose 31-27, I believe, or something around those lines. You gave your valiant effort. The 28-3, you wanted to redeem yourself. You fell just short, but it shows, your team has potential. Probably not this year, I should say. Definitely not this year. Probably not next year, but in a few years, you guys could be very good if your roster continues to stay the way it is. It's only going forward from this point on. You're worst of the worst at the moment. Number 1 at 0-2, or 31, who is currently also 0-2. They're going to be going down 3 spots. We have their division team, the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, you lost to the Giants in a close game, 19-16, not 16-4. You lost to the Giants, who are currently 2-0. I know that in itself is a shocker, but Panthers, what happened? You look the same. You guys don't look very good. You go from Sam Darnold to Baker Mayfield, and honestly upgrade at quarterback, but you guys still aren't really competing. You have the roster to compete. You just don't have the coach, which a lot of teams have that right now. So you guys need to move on from that rule immediately. I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care if he has a blowout win against the Bills, for example. You need to get him out of here. He's not your guy. He's not going to be your guy. All you're doing is prolonging your potential. We saw how the Raiders were when they fired their old coach, who we are not going to bring up. They get Rich Bisaccia. They go to the playoffs. Now, granted, Rich Bisaccia is no longer there, and they got Josh McDaniels, and they're not doing too hot record-wise. But both games they've lost have been against very good teams. At number 30, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to be going up 2 spots. They get a not really shocking blowout win against the Jaguars. The Colts, excuse me. The blowout part's shocking. Personally, I predicted the Jaguars to win. That's just kind of what happens. We know that the Colts do not play well in Jacksonville. So, I picked the Jaguars. And I was right. Jaguars, do I think that's a step in the right direction? No. You guys have been good against the Colts since 2014 when it comes down to home. So, this isn't, anything. This is just, you guys matching up well against them. If you can beat another team next week, I don't really know who you're playing next week. I'll figure that out soon. Then, I might be like, okay, Christian Kirk looked amazing. Christian Kirk looked amazing. The whole team really did. You forced Matt Ryan to throw 3 interceptions. Great job. That's number 29. The final very bad team, as you can tell by the red category. The Bears are going to be going up a spot, even though they lost. They're now 1-1. You guys kind of got blown out by the Packers. I don't think really anyone's surprised that you lost. The main thing the Bears were arguing about, not that they lost, was that Justin Fields scored that touchdown on the 4th and goal. Granted, I personally think he did. I'm a Packers fan. I'm willing to admit he did score that touchdown. In my personal opinion, it's just not enough to overturn in that situation. And all you Bears fans say that could have been a difference. We would have had momentum. No, it wouldn't have. You guys still would have lost that game. I can guarantee it. At number 28, we got the Seattle Seahawks. They're going to be dropping down 2 spots. They're now 1-1. Seattle, guys, looked abysmal. You got the 49ers who get Jimmy G back because Trey Lance, unfortunately, gets injured. Probably out for the season. Hope a speedy recovery for him. You guys lost 27-7, and your only points was a blocked field goal returned. How is that your only points in the game? Jeez, maybe week 1 was a fluke, but we're going to be talking about the Broncos in this video. We have a lot to talk about with them as well, because they don't seem to have the best coach at the moment. Number 27, we got the Washington Commanders. They're going to be dropping down 2 spots. They are now 1-1. They dropped to the Detroit Lions, who, granted, Lions looked amazing that game. Carson Wentz, he's currently second in the league in passing yards. Commanders, you guys made a valiant effort to come back, but you fell short. 36-29, I believe. No. Well, I don't... Something along the... I have the notes right here. What am I doing? 36-27. I have bright hopes with this team in the future. Obviously, take Chase Young when he comes back. I think that might be... that thing to push you over the edge, and you'll be definitely competing for the playoffs. That defense, last year it was bad, but you have a lot of talent on that defense. If you can just figure out how to put all that talent together, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Next, 26, we have the Jets. They move up a number of 6 spots from 32 up to 26 after a beautiful win against the Browns. If you don't know, Browns, I picked them in my Survivor pick, which means thank you, Jets. Oh well, now I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll talk about this in the predictions, but I'll also talk about here. That means the Survivor part of this section is going to be over. We're no longer be doing that. I might bring it back next season, but yeah. Jets, an amazing win. You'd think down 13 points, they would lose. No, Corey Davis, 66-yard touchdown. It's fine, though. You guys need an onside kick. There's no way they get the onside. They got... Browns, you literally found every way to lose that game. At number 25, down 2 spots, we got the 0-1-1 Texans. They're going to drop to the Denver Broncos in a close 16-9 game. You guys looked great in that game, honestly. Well, for Texans standards. Guys held one of the supposed top teams in the league to 16 points, and it was a one-score game. That's pretty good. You literally made the whole Denver crowd have to chant the play clock, so they wouldn't get more delayed games. Or that could be coaching by the Broncos. Either way, congrats on losing, but at least you kept it close. 24, we got your division team who you tied with. We got the Colts, who are also 0-1-1, who are going down 5 spots. You lost to the Jaguars. That's all that needs to be said. I don't care your receivers were out. You guys lost to the worst team in the league, and, well, they might not be the worst anymore. Number 23, we got the Lions. They're going to be jumping up a number of 6 spots. They're now 1-1. Great win over the Commanders. You really showed dominance. You did let them come back, but ultimately you did hold on to the win, so that is okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown really asserting himself as one of the best receivers in the league. And yeah, I think you guys are great. The only issue is Jared Goff. I feel like if you get an upgrade at quarterback, there is... I don't know if you want to intentionally tank. I don't even know if that's allowed in the NFL. You got Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. Those aren't bad options. I would argue Anthony Richardson isn't even a bad option. Probably not too much of an upgrade over Goff, but probably an upgrade nonetheless. Then you'll definitely be playoff contenders. 22, we got the Titans. They're going to be dropping down 6 spots. Titans 0-2. You guys got absolutely destroyed on Monday night against the Buffalo Bills to the point where they put in Malik Willis. Tannehill, your job might be on the line here. I didn't really get to watch much of that game because I chose to watch the Vikings and Eagles game. Granted, that game wasn't that good either, but I don't know how Derrick Henry did. I'm hoping he did well. Single-handedly, essentially, coming into Monday night, Jalen Hurts and Stephon Diggs single-handedly won my opponent the fantasy football game. They were down like 30 points going into the last one. They had both of them. And they also had Tyra Bass. That doesn't really do a whole lot, but I suppose. Yeah, I lost that fantasy football week. So thanks, Titans, for not doing it. Jack all. 21, we got the Browns. They're going to be dropping down one spot. Browns, you lost to the Jets. I'm not going to count it too much. You guys probably should have won. But because that onside kick, you lost. It's okay. We're not going to, judge you. The Jets seem to be that one team that sucks every year but can manage to beat top-tier teams. Now, granted, I don't think you are top-tier, but you're definitely, I'd say, around average. So, 20, we got the New York Giants. You might be thinking, they're up 4 spots. They're 2-0. Why'd you got them only at 20? They're 2-0. Look at the opponents they have beat. The Titans? Yeah, you could argue the Titans, but look at how the Titans played against the Bills on Monday night. Yeah, but they also beat the Panthers. They beat the Panthers as well. They have won both their games by a combined score of 4 points. I'm not sold on the Giants yet. Until they beat someone contending, I don't mean the Titans. Just because they were the 1 seed last year doesn't mean crap. You can go from best to best, first to worst, we could say. Titans are looking like they could be doing that right now. We're not going to count the Giants as a contender until they beat a top-tier team. I believe they are playing the Cowboys next week, who we'll talk about later. That would not really convince me, but that would definitely, make me think, okay, this team has a lot of potential. Number 19, we got the Denver Broncos. We're going to talk about them here. Now they're 0-2. They're dropping, 1-1. They're dropping 2 spots. You might be thinking, they won their game. Why are they dropping? They barely beat the Texans. It was so bad that Nathaniel Hackett's already getting criticized. And the whole crowd had to chant down what the play clock was at because the Broncos got so many delay of game penalties. Not to mention, there was a 54-yard field goal attempt by Brandon McManus. Delay of game happens. It's now a 59-yarder. You decide to punt when in week 1 you decided to kick a 64-yarder for the win. What? You need to find a balance there. Jesus Christ, Broncos. You guys are going to be... You guys have a stud roster and nothing to freaking show for it. Besides a win over the Texans. Number 18, we have the Bengals. Here's another team we're going to talk about. They're 0-2. They're going down 5 spots. I don't know if you remember last year, but essentially after year 1 ended for the Bengals in the Zach Taylor era, which was the year they had Andy Dalton, the final Andy Dalton year for the Bengals, I knew Zach Taylor was not the coach of the future. And I don't want to say I was right, but I think I'm pretty right. Let's just say the Bengals didn't win that game. They lost in Bengals fashion. Didn't play the first half whatsoever. In the second half, they showed, some flames, but ultimately they lost to a 50-yard field goal in the end. And you lost to Cooper Rush. Not Dak Prescott. No, not Dak Prescott. Cooper Rush. But, so far, Cooper Rush is 2-0 as a starter, so... yeah. 17, speaking of the Cowboys, we got the Cowboys. I can't be sold on you guys yet. Your offense did not look as good as I thought it would. Amari Cooper's really showing his absence there. You guys don't really have him. Amari Cooper was a huge part of that offense, and now that offense is there. It doesn't have that part of the offense. It's starting to show holes. Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. You got Tony Pollard being a free agent at the end of the year. What's that about? I don't know what's going to happen with that. Trayvon Diggs. He looked better. Michael Parsons looked elite. You really bullied the Bengals O-line. Also, let's backtrack to the Bengals for a sec. They have allowed 13 sacks in 2 games. Just let that sink in. So yeah, You seem like you could be fine. You're in the NFC, which, in my opinion, far less powerful than the AFC. So you guys could easily sneak into the playoffs, even with Cooper Rush, if you have to. Granted, Dak Prescott will be back, but, Cooper Rush, you have him for another 5 weeks minimum. Next, at 16, we're in the top half now. We got Pittsburgh. They're going to be going down 2 spots, even though you guys won your game or lost your game. Fuck! You guys lost your game 17-14. It was a close game. You guys didn't really put much of a fight until the end of the game, though. Great job by the Patriots for beating you guys. I think you guys are still fine. You've kept it close with two teams who made the playoffs last year. You've so far have a net average of 0 points. So you've won by a field goal, lost by a field goal. So you got no point differential. Well, I suppose you kind of do because I don't know. Points won by 0. You obviously scored 20 in the first game and 14 in the second. So that would be what? 37 and then 17. No, you literally have a point average of 0. Okay. 15, we got the Patriots. I accidentally showed team 14. 12. Patriots, I can't be solid on you guys yet because of how week 1 went. Granted, you put up a good fight against the Dolphins, who we know how they did. That's probably going to be game of the year. Or definitely fourth quarter of the year, I'd argue. You guys should be fine. You guys probably not going to make the playoffs, so definitely be an outsider looking in my opinion. But you guys are fine. The only issue is, I believe Damian Harris got injured at the end of the game. I really hope he's not hurt. 14, we got the Raiders. Raiders, they choked it away, just like, Raiders always do. I don't think they do. You were up 23-7. You end up losing that game 29-23. Because Hunter Renfrow, he just, doesn't know what his hands are for, apparently. You guys did well enough. Kyler Murray, he's a good opponent. You got to look at him. He can throw. He can run. Granted, he ran like 70 yards or whatever on a 2-point conversion, and also he had like 20 seconds to throw on that. So, yeah, that's bad, but we can look forward. And you might be wondering, why do I have the Raiders at 14? They're 0-2. The opponents they've played are the Chargers, who we haven't seen yet, and the Cardinals, who we're literally just about to talk about. They have played 2 very good opponents, and they have lost by 1 score both times. Give them a break. Let's see what they do against a bad opponent and see if they can blow them out. 13, we got the Cardinals. We essentially just said the whole thing, but we're just going to, skip over the Cardinals. Essentially, they did what the Raiders did. They choked away the first 3 quarters. They came back in the fourth quarter. They win the game. Great job by the O-line in that fourth quarter for giving Murray so much time. And yeah, Cardinals now 1-1. 12, we got the Minnesota Vikings. Well, as a Packers fan, I might have to join in and say they won their Super Bowl week 1. Because you look at this, Eagles, I'd argue, I don't even need to argue, I think the Eagles are a better team than the Packers. And you guys are absolutely destroyed by them, 24-7. Granted, that's kind of a close game. That's only 17 points. Cousins threw what? 3 interceptions? That was bad. Darius Slay was injured, and he did a very good job on Justin Jefferson. What happened, Vikings? 11, we got San Fran. Also, I haven't been talking about this a lot, but we'll start at, I believe we started at the Broncos. Bengals, they go down 5 spots. Cowboys, they go up a spot. Steelers down 2 spots. Patriots up 7 spots. Raiders down 5. Cardinals up 8. Vikings down 2. 49ers up 4. I forgot to be reading that out. We now have the 49ers up 4 spots. I am so high on this team that I kept them at, even when they lost, I had them at 15 against the Bears out of all teams. Trey Lance gets hurt. I do not want to be that guy and say that's best for the team because, I never want to wish an injury on someone. But Jimmy Garoppolo is that team's quarterback. Trey Lance, I'm sorry, but, Jimmy G is better than you. I think the 49ers now are going to be easily competing again. Trey Lance, I thought they were still going to make the playoffs as a wild card team. Now I think they're competing for their division, especially with how the Rams are looking so far. And yeah. Number 10, we're in the top 10. We got New Orleans. Even though you guys lost, you had an injured quarterback in Jameis Winston with like 4 bruised ribs or something. You got Mike Evans suspended for a game. Good job. Mike Evans is such a fucking pussy, bro. I swear. What is up with him and Marshawn Lattimore? Like, so far, I'd argue every single time we see Mike Evans, he's done like the full sprint over and just pushed Marshawn Lattimore in the back. Both times have been because of the quarterback's fault. Don't defend your quarterback. Tell your quarterback to knock it off. First, we have Jameis Winston touching him, who's now on the Saints. That sounded weird as well. Don't take that in a sus way. And now we have Tom Brady being, loud-mouthing, throwing tablets and all that, who we'll talk about here soon. Yeah, Mike Evans, you deserve to be suspended a game. I'd argue probably a second game. I'd argue Marshawn Lattimore and Leonard Fournette also deserve to be suspended a game. Tom Brady, I think he should be fined. I don't think he should be suspended because there's nothing wrong with talking smack. He didn't get any physical. Leonard Fournette did, though. I think Leonard Fournette, Marshawn Lattimore suspended 1 game. Mike Evans suspended 2 games. And then Tom Brady and the other 3 guys who I just mentioned all get a fine. But you did well. You held the Buccaneers to 3 points majority of the game. Then, Jameis Winston kind of sold with a pick 6 and stuff. You guys should be fine. Don't worry. At 9, we got the Green Bay Packers. They get an absolute dominant win against the Chicago Bears, 27-10. Looked very good out there. We saw the rookies getting involved in the receiving game. It was amazing. They rushed for over 200 yards that game. I think the Packers are going to be fine. We know how they are with Week 1. Number 8, we have the Rams. The Saints, by the way, they go up a spot. Packers go up 3 spots. Rams, they go down a spot. Even though you win, you almost let the Falcons come back. That's all that needs to be said. Cooper Kupp is on pace for, 2,000 receiving yards. Man, Allen Robinson and Cam Akers had solid games, I believe. So, yeah, you guys are starting to piece it together. 7, the Ravens, they're going to be dropping down 2 spots. I feel bad for this. You guys choked away the almost easy win against the Dolphins. You allowed 28 points in the 4th quarter. That is bad. I still think you guys are one of the best teams in the league, so don't worry about it. You guys will be back and better than ever. And the Dolphins are a good team anyway. Number 6, we got the Chargers. They're going down 3 spots. Oh. Chargers, even though you guys lost, you put up a good fight against the Chiefs. That's all that needs to be said. You guys are definitely going to be a good team. Herbert, he's looking like he is one of the best in the league, like always. But now, we have people actually doubting Joe Burrow, being like, oh, these people taking Joe Burrow over Herbert is stupid. Which I've always been a Herbert over Burrow because, yeah, Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl, but, he's never... I think Burrow's had the better stats. Or not Burrow. Herbert's had the better stats both years, so... And that's also how I am. I'm a Packers fan. I'm taking Rodgers over Brady because Rodgers has had the better stats over the years just because he hasn't led his team to the Super Bowl. I'd argue, all that. Super Bowl doesn't really matter. That's a team effort. It literally comes down to, for a quarterback, if, your O-line blocks and the receiver catches the ball. And even then, it gets blamed by the O-line and by the receiver. So, you're fine. Number 5, we got the Eagles. They're going to be moving up, how many spots? 3 spots. They're 2-0. Great win by the Eagles, 24-7. Jalen Hurts looked very good. I think the Eagles are back from that Super Bowl era with Carson Wentz, who, yeah. That Eagles team looked amazing. They forced 3 interceptions. They went off on all points. And yeah, I think the Eagles are good. Number 4, you guys are so lucky I'm keeping you here. The Buccaneers. You guys have played so bad. The offense in Week 1 looked okay enough to where you'd score points, but nothing wowing. In Week 2, you guys couldn't do anything. You literally had to rely on your defense the whole game. Buccaneers, you guys are looking like a bad team right now with a good roster. And that good roster is actually making plays. But, man, Tom Brady has not looked very good compared to Tom Brady standards. You can name me all you want, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, they've played the Cowboys and they say, yeah, those are two great defenses, but that's no excuse. Brady's Brady. He should be reading these defenses all over. He's got Mike Evans. He has Cameron Brate. He's got Kyle Rudolph. No more Chris Godwin, unfortunately. He's got Scotty Miller. He's got Jalen Darden. He's got his whole fucking receiving. He's got Lenny. He doesn't have excuses. And y'all keep giving him excuses, bro. Hop off his dick and look at the stats. At number 3, we got the Dolphins. They're going to be moving up 3 spots. Tua Tagovailoa, 6 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle went for over 300 combined. The Dolphins are not a team to mess around with. They are elite right now. They are catching fire, which is bad to know because they're Dolphins. They should, not be catching fire. The Dolphins are going to be fine. They're probably going to make the playoff. They're giving the Bills a run for their money, and we're going to see that next week as well. Number 2, we got the Chiefs. They're staying the same. You guys beat the Chargers. I essentially said whoever won that game is going to be at number 2 because I had them at 2 and 3. Chargers at 3. Ultimately, Chiefs won. I did say I would put the Chiefs at 1 if they beat the Chargers on one circumstance, though. Chiefs look great, by the way. I think they're going to be amazing. The one circumstance was if the Bills lost 41-7. They did not lose. I can guarantee you they did not lose. In fact, they destroyed their opponent. They are going to be number 1 on the power rankings for back-to-back weeks now. Congrats on the Buffalo Bills. Congrats on Stephon Diggs for ruining my chances of winning my fantasy football league this week. Yeah. But 3 touchdowns for Diggs. Even with Gabriel Davis out, the Bills seem fine. And I'm excited to see what they can do. So that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. Let me know if you disagree with anything in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Also, schedule. Today, Power Rankings. Tuesday, Wednesday, Predictions. Thursday, Tier List. Friday, and Monday, Bears Franchise. And then we're back to Tuesday. Okay, goodbye.